All right, in episode 95 of A Gallon a Gay, we're talking casting news on The Walking Dead. And as we feared, it might lead us down the path to finding out who Negan's victim is.
Yep, we knew this was happening. We're also going to talk about Game of Thrones. Season 6 is underway. There were some surprising things the first episode, if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert. But we're going to talk about that, some of the theories that we've heard about.
And also, I'm stealing this right from an article headline. Are you one of the new cast members of Twin Peaks?
There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of them. And actually, there's a trail that leads back to The Walking Dead.
Yep, this is A Gallon a Gay. Hello, everybody. This is A Gallon a Gay. I am Kitty.
And I'm Mick. Hello out there in podcast land, but also on YouTube.
Hello.
We are also broadcasting on our YouTube channel.
Yep.
We've got our t-shirts on.
I know.
We're all official. This is our first podcast that we're kind of simultaneously putting on both the podcasts.
So you can see what the process is like as well as we watch, as listening to it. So anyway.
And also we have our two friends that we're still trying to give away. This is King Louie.
And this is Bagheera from the Jungle Book.
From the Jungle Book. And we'll tell you guys in a few minutes how you could win these, and we'll send them to you.
Yep, no matter where you are, we'll send them to you. So, so this is episode 95.
We're getting closer to 100.
Closer.
So close.
Every week.
It's going to be a special episode.
I hope so.
We'll figure out how.
Yeah. We got a lot of TV news. So this is just going to be TV news, this podcast, because we have a lot to talk about.
And a lot, including Game of Thrones, the last episode, the very first episode of season 1. We watched it live.
We did.
And we didn't tweet.
It's hard to tweet during the show, because you have to pay attention.
Right. It's not like Walking Dead, where you have the commercial breaks to kind of catch your breath and go on. With Game of Thrones, there's just so much going on. Yeah, even though it's slow at times, it's really difficult to keep up with social media.
You still have to pay attention even when it's slow. So, so tweeting during Game of Thrones is not easy.
Right. What did you think of the season premiere?
I liked it. There's a lot going on. Slow, but I'm glad we got to see pretty much everybody from the last season to start off. So I liked the big reveal at the end with Melisandre. I think that's interesting.
What did you think of how they started the episode with? I mean, we basically picked up after the Night's Watch,
right where it ended,
kind of where it ended.
Yeah. So, I like that. I think that's probably a good idea because we want to see what happens with Jon Snow and the Night's Watch and everything. So I'm glad we got to see Ghost.
And Ghost howling. That was rough.
Yeah.
But as the showrunners have said, Jon Snow is dead. We know he is dead. We don't believe... I mean, he is dead.
He is dead.
But he will be coming back.
Exactly. When that happens, we don't know. But I don't know.
There's a little speculation I've been reading.
Oh, yes.
But actually, by the time people listen to our podcast or watch it...
Yeah,
they will have already seen episode 2, so spoiler alert. Yeah. And it's just speculation. We don't know if this is the case. We don't know for certain. But there's speculation that it happens...
This episode?
At the end of this episode.
Good.
So
I was afraid they were going to drag it out like half the season, so...
Well, here's the thing. We do know that that Game of Thrones has been renewed for season 7 and 8, and those seasons will be shorter. And I would think, I would say that 10 episodes is a short season.
Yeah.
And that's the regular
Absolutely.
number of episodes.
Yeah.
So then throw in, this season is 10. We already have 9 left.
It worries me because there's always so much going on in each episode. To shorten the season and try to do even more in each episode, I feel like it's going to get...
Right.
So.
Well, now we're adding flashbacks or visions, Bran's visions, and then we're adding a lot more. So, by the end of this season, they should be close to being on the path of where it's going to end, how it's going to end. We talked about the very final episode of Game of Thrones can't be who there ends up on the throne. I think you need to. The payoff is you need to see them a few episodes after they get
After
on the
taking the throne, yeah.
to see where they go. I mean, because this could be endless.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say John, whatever he's going to be after, he gets on the throne.
Yeah.
Well, who's going to be on the throne after him? Like, is
exactly.
it really just going to stop once someone
exactly. Is it
takes
just
over
stop?
Westeros?
Exactly. I know. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting.
I thought the best part of the episode was the Sansa, Brienne,
oh, absolutely.
Podrick,
yeah,
Theon stuff.
Great scene. I think that was my favorite. Yeah, absolutely.
I was really nervous because going into that episode, we had read a lot of people with speculation, stuff like that, saying that they believed that Sansa was going to die in the river and become Lady Stoneheart.
Yeah, Lady Stoneheart, yeah.
I'm glad that did not happen.
Didn't happen.
I still think we're going to see Lady Stoneheart
you think so?
by the end of the season.
Well, we could. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know. I think there's... So, the reason why I believe this is the case is because we saw... I can't remember his name. Again, there's so many names of the Game of Thrones characters besides the ones that we love. Mm-hmm. We saw him bring back somebody from the dead.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if that's in the cards for Jon Snow. I think, because I was reading an article, I think it was on Screen Rant, or it might have been in a Reddit rabbit hole, because I get caught in those rabbit holes.
He has a problem.
But I do. Between Star Wars and Game of Thrones, it's my mind at night. I know I dream of either one of them. Actually, it'd been a busy weekend, so I know I didn't dream about it last night, but usually Saturday nights, I'm thinking about Game of Thrones the next day, and I dream about it. I know I had dreams last week. Anyway, so I was whatever I was reading. I think it was Screen Rant saying that more than likely it's not going to be Melisandre who brings Jon back, because if that's the case, he really wouldn't be special, or you really wouldn't delve into why he is special, and like with his, because it's like, well, we've seen somebody else be brought back. So it's not that they're special, it's that Melisandre has the power to bring him back. It would be, like we had talked, like I always thought, even before reading this article, that he would be brought back after they burned him. Mm-hmm. Because then it's like, okay, he's special. Like, he came back from the fire. That, brought him back to life. If it's just her bringing him back, it doesn't really put him higher on this
makes sense.
pedestal of being a Targaryen. Mm-hmm. Why would his who his parents are, why would that even come into play if she brings him back?
I get you. Yeah.
So if that's the case, and that's the road they're going down, then why did they show us back in season 2 or 3 that somebody could be brought back to life if you're not going to
that's true.
Bring Lady Stoneheart into the... I mean, she's such a big part of the books.
I know. I don't know. It's possible. And now that Sansa is with Brienne, and Brienne had pledged allegiance to Caitlyn and everything, so, it could make sense that maybe she does come back and they run into her, and I don't know. But...
Yeah. Well, we know that they're headed to... from all indications, because Theon had mentioned in the last in episode 1, that, okay, well, we need to go to Jon. Mm-hmm. We need to go to Jon to Castle Black. Yeah. So probably more than likely, they're heading to Castle Black, and probably Theon's not going.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going.
You don't think so?
From everything I read.
It makes sense.
But we'll see. Because we know his father and sister are going to be in the next couple episodes. So he knows that he's escaped. He knows Sansa's safe with Brienne and Podrick. So we'll see. The one part of the episode I didn't like, we're back in Dorne.
Oh God, I know.
And even though they killed everyone, it's just like, you guys,
I'm over Dorne.
I'm over.
I wish they would. I know. I'm over it. And I guess a lot of that. I was talking to a coworker of mine who's read the books, and he said, that doesn't really happen in the books where they murder everybody. So that's a little bit off the page. So I don't really know where it's going, but still. And even he agrees that he hates the Dorne storyline too, and he hates the Sand Snakes. So. I
mean, it's not to say that it's not going to eventually happen in the books.
We now know true.
That we maybe have 20 episodes of Game of Thrones left.
Yeah, that's true.
That's nothing.
I know
so
it's nothing.
They have to speed it up and all that.
That's true.
The Sand Snakes. And then there, a lot of people were really pissed off that how do they explain the two Sand Snakes being on the boat.
Well, that's what I was...
In King's Landing.
I had some conversations with my coworker about that, too, and I never realized... I guess I just never thought that it was the same boat that Marcella was on. I thought it was just a different boat, but right. I have no idea now. Like, now you pointed out, I'm like, maybe it was the same boat, but I don't know. Was it? Well... He stayed behind, didn't he?
There was that screenshot, and again, thank God for Uber fans.
Yeah.
Because there's a screenshot of the scroll that she handed the prince in Dorne. It was from Jamie that said, look, Marcella died on the way over. It's more than likely whatever her name is. So this is going to start war. Cersei is going to, but you need to be aware that it's her that more than likely did this and all this, and that he was sending Tristan back. So it might be that they were already going and they met up. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or maybe they thought that they were... See, the thing is, you don't know. Did it happen in King's Landing? Or did it... I think it did. From the establishing shots, it looks like the boat was still docked.
I assumed that was still Dorne, that he was just on a boat in Dorne. So, I don't know.
Maybe they'll explain a little bit more.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I know. Yeah.
But more than likely, they are going to war with... I mean,
Cersei they're absolutely going to war.
Well, I think I sent an article about how all indications point to Cersei dying soon.
I've heard that too, which, it would make sense. I do, though, want to see her get her revenge, especially on the Sparrows. I'm excited for that. Yeah. So, I do. She's a despicable character, but she's a good character, because she's so terrible.
Right.
So, but I could see Cersei going,
Isn't that funny that you're saying that you want to see Cersei get revenge?
Yeah.
After how awful she's been for 6 seasons.
She's been so awful, but she's just like such a good, awful character that you still kind of want to, especially against the Sparrows, because I hate the Sparrows, like I want to see her get her revenge on that. So, and the Dorne thing. Ugh,
and how... Marjorie is going to factor into that.
Yes.
It looks like she's about to pull one over on the Sparrows.
Oh, for sure.
Or how is she going to pledge allegiance to them and then try and get in? And I don't know. There's a reason we saw her in the season premiere. Because I'm like, who really cares about that part? I think they're really setting it up.
Because she is still, I think, even though she's in this prison and stuff, she's still... conniving and plotting how she can get out and still be queen and all that stuff. So, I don't know.
I'm excited for episode 2, Home. And so we'll talk about that in our next podcast.
Yes, once we know more about it.
Well, probably it'll be episode 97 because 96 will be all about movies.
Yeah.
Nashville. Are you all caught up?
I finally got caught up, and I just wanted to talk about it because I've been texting you about it, and I'm like, why do I still watch this show? And, the thing is, like, there's so many good things about it that I really do like. Like, there's good characters, and the music's good, but then there's just terrible storylines that are just...
Why is Juliet reverting back to old Juliet?
I know.
Like, here was this chance, like,
I know.
Let's see something different. Are we going down this jealousy path of Avery?
Exactly. This thing, I know. And, the Avery and Layla, I do not like that. No. The last episode where, like, there was a brief scene with Avery and Juliet, and Juliet's telling him how much she loves him and blah, and like, this is why I like this show, because these two together are fantastic. Right. Those two, like, they're always really good, and so... it's just like little hints like that I really like, but I'm not into the Layla Avery thing. As far as I know, a lot of fans aren't. And
Layla started to have really good character development.
I know.
Now she's reverting back.
She's reverting back to the petty.
It's like, come on, Nashville.
Yeah, like exactly.
Seriously.
And I really like Layla, and I like Audrey Peoples, and I think she does a good job. And I do think that they changed her character a lot. But I don't like this reverting back to. Gonna get back at Juliet for killing my boyfriend and that sort of thing. It's just a little too out there for me. And
I feel like there are too many storylines.
Too many storylines for sure.
What about the girl who's missing now that was
I know. What is that gonna like? I know. That is just one storyline that we don't need.
Mm-hmm.
There's so I mean, I liked the girl but this whole that she's missing and now we haven't talked about her in a couple episodes and with so much, I just don't know what they're going to go with that. It's so weird.
I'm over Scarlet.
I'm over Scarlet and Gunner. Me too.
The three I really like together?
Who?
Avery, Will, and
Gunner.
And Gunner.
Yeah, me too. They're great together. I really like Will. And there's the dog, guys.
There, Jones has arrived. Jones. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see the dog has arrived.
There's almost always an animal around when we're podcasting, so now you get to see what we're dealing with. I'm sure the other two will wander in here eventually.
Right. As long as they don't spill the wine.
But yeah,
I love the three of them.
The three of them together.
Stuff.
Oh yeah, it's great stuff.
It's
exactly.
really good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. So.
And really, I feel like they're the ones who should be trying to figure out how to form a band.
Really
or something.
though, I know.
Scarlet needs to go.
Scarlet, I know. I'm over. It's like. And I used to really like Scarlet, and now I don't know what it is. And this on again, off again with Scarlet and Gunner, and now they're on again, and I'm just like, so over it. I'm also over Maddie and everything about Maddie.
The kids need to be sent to boarding school.
They
do.
This emancipation thing.
Who cares?
We saw this coming a mile away, but now it's even more annoying than I had anticipated. It's just. Like, I don't know what they're trying to go for. I think they're trying to go for, like, Maddie's just very passionate about her career and she really wants to be a singer. But it comes off as a bratty kid who's, rebelling because she didn't get her way. Because her mom didn't let her have her own solo contract.
God, Sony just this and this.
Oh my God, Sony gave me a deal and so did Edge Hill.
And Cash, what is her deal?
I know! Cash started off sort of normal and now it's, like, completely weird because it's like, why is this grown woman hanging out with this teenager and convincing her to get emancipated from her parents?
Do we think Cash is a lesbian?
Well, I don't know. I've never picked that up, but I've been reading a lot of like comments and fan boards, and a lot of people kind of get that vibe, and they think that maybe that might be where they're going. I don't know. But it's so weird, and a lot of people are over the Maddie storyline. I can tell you pretty much nobody likes it.
Well, we know there are new showrunners for if Nashville gets picked up next season, but there are so many, I mean, we don't know.
We don't know,
And now lately so obviously Nashville films in Tennessee, in Nashville, and they're like other
several other states,
where they have House bills that basically are discriminating against gays.
Yep.
You have Connie Britton who spoke out, saying how hard it would be if they have to film in that state for next season. You also had one of the other ones,
Chris Carmack, who plays Will.
The gay character.
And I think he lives in Tennessee, doesn't he, or Nashville? And
he isn't gay in real life.
He isn't gay, no.
But he's standing up for this, and he's saying, really says a lot.
Yeah.
I think they have done a pretty decent job with his story.
Absolutely, I do think. And I really like his character, and I like the actor, and I do think that they're finally giving him some hope. And I like... Luke has also been kind of wavery here and there where I didn't really like him, but I'm liking him now that he's finally standing up and saying, like, who cares, you're gay, I'm going to sign you, and I'm going to...
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
I really thought Will was going to end up with Raina's thing, but that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as that's not predictable.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, so let's hope... I mean, this is a hard show for me to keep watching.
I know.
And the thing is, the only thing that keeps me watching is the fact that I watch so many other shows that are so fucking depressing.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Like Walking Dead, Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
It's like, I need something a little light.
Yeah.
I cannot find that anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I can't find that anymore.
Yeah.
You watch Parenthood. Our friend Juju, she had just texted me. She had finished Parenthood over the weekend. I'm like,
it's
Parenthood.
So good. You gotta watch it.
That's maybe the one I should go back and finish.
It's good.
Because I need something to balance out all of this death and no hope and all that. But maybe Nashville will, hopefully, they will see the light.
I hope so.
And if they are picked up, that, this will have been fixed.
Yeah. I just can't get over the Maddie stuff. Just irritates me so much. It's like, why are you like, Matt, your mom gave you a contract and you can go and make music.
Right.
You know, you have
and
every opportunity in the world. They're not terrible parents to you.
And I love in this show how they treat contracts like anybody can break a contract.
Exactly. What?
You cannot break a contract.
I really wish they would dive into more of there was one episode where Raina threatens Cash and is like, I am the queen of country music. I will make sure you never work in this town again. They need to delve into more of that because it's absolutely true.
Absolutely.
In a town like Nashville with somebody like Deacon and Raina,
yeah,
you know, there's got to be. There's no way any of that could happen.
Right.
You know, like she can get emancipated, but she's not going to get her own contract. That's for sure.
Right.
You know, so I don't know. Anyway, it's just.
Yeah. They need to get rid of the kids.
The kids, they need to tone it down.
Scale down.
At least the one kid, Luke's kid, is joining the army. Maybe he'll go away forever too. So.
Right. Maybe that's one way. But then the thing is, get rid of him. But Maddie's still there with Cash.
Cash, I know. But my thing is, why aren't they calling the police too? Can the police do something? Like, she is a minor and she's run away.
Right, but we don't know how old she is.
She's 16.
She is 16?
She's 16.
See, I think at that point, I don't think there's much.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Still, I would have been calling the cops. I understand they want to keep it out of the press, but still, like, if you're desperate to get your daughter back.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
What is also crazy is Kimmy Schmidt, the new season.
Oh, it's so good.
It is so good. I've only watched 4 or 5 episodes.
It's so
and I'm slowing
funny.
down because I do not want to finish it. You love to binge watch.
I do. And I took my time with this one this time. So it took me like, you know, instead of a day, it took me like maybe a week and a half to watch all of them. Because there's only 13 episodes. It's so funny. And Titus this year is just like brilliantly
and his boyfriend
funny. And his boyfriend,
yeah.
it's so funny. Like there's so many jokes in it, and I love it. I think it's a great season. So.
And Jane Krakowski's character.
Jane Krakowski, she's great. I mean, everybody's great. Even Lillian Kane.
Oh,
Kane?
Carol
Kane.
Yeah.
Carol Kane, that's her name.
She was in Scrooge.
Yes, Carol Kane. She was really funny, and it's great. So, yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend. If you guys haven't...
Highly recommended, yes.
Watched the new season, or even watched season 1, go back. It's great.
It's funny, and you're probably going to have to watch it a few times, because there's so many just, like, quick, funny jokes, and it's hilarious.
And the one thing that I think people have to remember... You can, like, if you're on the treadmill at the gym or whatever, it's 20 minutes. You should be on the treadmill for 20 minutes anyway.
It's a super quick episode.
Right there, and it makes time fly.
Mm-hmm.
Another show that I'm watching at the gym. It takes me a week to watch it. But, Orphan Black.
Yeah.
I'm on season 3.
I know,
They
I
just
need
started
to watch it.
Season 4. And there was a huge reveal in this season. The episode I just watched was just episode 3. And it's good.
I'm going to have to go back and watch it.
So...
You said it's on Amazon now? Okay.
And again, there's a lot of like violence and stuff, but there's so many funny parts to it.
Yeah, I know.
With Allison and Cosima, and it is really...
It's just such a great show, you know, and it's so well done. And
she's
fantastic. I know. So, yeah.
Yeah, highly recommend watching Orphan Black.
Yeah, I'll go back and watch it.
Okay, before we get to TV news, let's talk about our friends here, our little stuffed animals, King Louie and
Bagheera.
So we have 2 stuffed animals that we would love to give away to our listeners / viewers if you're watching on YouTube now. So if you can just go either on our podcast or our Podbean website, our Facebook, Twitter, whatever, just reach out to us. Say you want one of these. And use the word Mowgli. Mowgli from the Jungle Book. That's all you need to do. So you can say how much you love the podcast. If anything that you want to add.
Anything.
Whatever. Just use Mowgli, the name Mowgli, in your post. And you could be the ones who receive this. And we'll email. We will mail them.
We'll mail them.
Snail mail them to you.
We will actually go to the post office or UPS actually,
yes.
and you know, ship them wherever you live. So
yes,
yeah.
So please, and like us while you're there. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Podbean, rate us, all that stuff. That would really be very, very helpful. Or like us on YouTube.
Yeah,
of course,
YouTube.
You can comment on
you
YouTube
can do,
as well.
Yep, anyway. Just any way you want to do it.
Yep.
And we'll put your name in a drawing and we'll draw a winner. So, yeah. So,
all right.
Okay, let's get into TV news because we have a lot to talk about.
All right.
All right, so TV news. Welcome back, everyone. I just want to point out, if you're watching our YouTube video, you can see Jones soundly asleep, kind of asleep.
And you probably soon will be able to hear him
He
snoring.
has a snoring problem, so even when he's awake, he snores. Mm-hmm. So he's so cute. Anyway.
He's our mascot.
He's our mascot, yes. So TV news, we're going to start with Walking Dead news. Mm-hmm. Of course, we knew this was going to happen.
Yep.
There's been a couple of casting announcements involving a couple of people who are on Negan's, radar, who are in the way of Lucille. Mm-hmm. So we'll start with Stephen Yen, Glenn. He's been cast in some sort of monster movie or something. I don't know exactly what it's called, but, a lot of people are now speculating that he is the one that meets Lucille, which is not, which is what happens in the books or the comics, so, which would not be surprising, so.
Right, and that's what we kind of talked about. That's kind of what I said about if they're going to leave it at kind of that cliffhanger that they did, more than likely it would be Glenn.
Yep. Because
why not reveal at that time? I mean, I know they wanted to focus on Negan, but still.
Yeah, so, a lot of people are now saying, well, I guess because Walking Dead starts filming this month or soon. Next month soon, and so a lot of people are like, well, how is he going to do The Walking Dead and this movie? But who knows?
I mean, they do a lot in the break, but they've been on break.
Yeah, they've been on break for a while now, and I think this movie too starts filming soon. So, it's just.
So he's going to start filming. It's called, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's spelled OKJA. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a monster movie. The Screen Rant article saying about a genetically engineered pig, which is called Okja maybe.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's interesting.
Interesting, yeah.
But also, just today, as we're doing the podcast, there's been someone else who has also been cast, and this one would be a little bit more of a surprise, I think. The guy who plays Eugene.
Josh McDermott.
He has been cast with 217 other people in the new revival of Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks, yes, exactly.
And we talked about that in the beginning. I just love this article. It's like,
are you in the new movie?
Are you in the new movie of
everyone else is
Twin Peaks, the new season? Because everyone else. I mean, there are so
insane
many
how many people,
cast
and
members.
we're going to talk about that here soon. But it's insane how many people are in that new show. Josh McDermott, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's not going to have a huge role on Twin Peaks, right?
No.
With
as many people cast, there aren't going to be many people that have a huge role.
So I don't. Peaks. That doesn't concern me as much as the Glenn news does, because I feel like he probably could work it, because Eugene isn't always in every episode of Walking Dead, so I think that would give him time to go and shoot an episode or two of Twin Peaks or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I do think that's a little more feasible than the Glenn news. So I don't know, but again, more speculation. But this is what we knew was going to happen with this bullshit cliffhanger ending. Is it's going to get spoiled because of stuff like this.
Yep.
So.
And it's not going to be very difficult because there are always those that are showing set photos from the new season, whether it's a movie, whether it's I mean, it's pretty dumb.
Exactly. So there we go. Anyway.
Okay, so we got some Game of Thrones news?
I think we do. I think we probably talked about it already, though, in our TV news. Let's see if we discussed anything.
We did a deep dive.
We did do a deep dive. I think we've already discussed all our Game of Thrones stuff, so let's move on.
What about the theory of who will kill Cersei?
Oh, I don't know if we did do that one.
So there was a TV Guide article about who is going to kill Cersei. And remember, the season before, season 5 started with a flashback to Cersei when she was younger, and that witch basically told her that she would have 3 kids, and they would all die before her. So now there's this whole thing. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see them killing her off. But then again, I mean, how much more of a story is she going to have? I don't know. But anyway, it says that the show producers have basically been kind of foreshadowing, especially starting with that flashback last season, that Cersei's not going to be around much longer. Of course, the prophecy, she said something about her little brother, something.
Yeah, so I guess this I'm reading this. I guess in the book, in that prophecy, she says something like the little brother is going to kill you, or something like that. They left that out of the show, but in the book it's that, and so I don't know if they're going to do that. But
so does that mean Tyrion's coming back? And
some are saying it could be Tyrion, but you know, if I don't know, who knows? There could be other people. Who knows? But it could be Tyrion. So
I don't know. I don't know if I see that happening.
I mean, know.
Maybe. I mean, he's in Mirren,
yeah. So. I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. That is one. I could see.
What about if she was murdered by this zombie dude that used to be the
mountain?
The mountain.
True. Or
that
could
have backfired.
Could be Jaime, or it could be Tommen. That would be neat. Or if Tommen killed her.
Yeah. Poor Tommen.
Or
I don't think
Marjorie.
I think Tommen's gonna go before Cersei.
I definitely think Tommen's gonna go for sure. I think this season. Yeah, I think so, and I think that's what's gonna set her off completely.
Right.
So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah, that's basically all the.
That's about
Game
it.
of Thrones. John Boyega.
Yeah.
He has been cast in a new Netflix series.
Watership Down, which is based on a book. And I think I read it when I was a kid, but I don't remember now.
Oh, really?
Maybe.
Ben Kingsley is supposed to be in this as well, I believe. There's a TV Line article that we're looking at. And it says... Yeah, so...
It's an animated series.
It's an animated series.
Yeah.
James McAvoy's in it, Nicholas
it.
Hoult, Ben Kingsley, Gemma Arterton.
It's based BBC, based on the novel. It'll be a 4-part series.
And with BBC, that makes sense because they do...
Yeah.
Sometimes they just do not smaller episodes. They do fewer episodes.
Yes.
And they're just longer.
Longer, yes, which I like. Yeah, so no premiere date's been set yet, but I guess this guy adapted it for UK television in the 90s. And so the same guy is now making it for Netflix. Which, this is a pretty popular book. I remember growing up.
Yeah.
I don't remember much about it, but, I think a lot of people, probably my age, maybe your age too, in this... I didn't mean for it to sound that way.
Sounds like...
I'm saying people in their 30s probably read this as a child, maybe even younger. I don't know, but anyway, I think that'll do well, because I do think it's a very popular book series from the 70s, so... Yeah,
and I'm glad that... John Boyega has a little time to do something other than Star Wars.
True.
Because we know that we will see him for the next 2 movies. Probably at least. Real quick, you didn't put this on here because I know you're not a fan of the Peanuts.
Oh, I skipped over that one.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny how that happened. Anyway,
I'm not a fan, I just don't care.
The Peanuts, they're coming back to TV. Variety says that they are headed to the Boomerang Network.
Oh.
Starting May 9th, new episodes of The Peanuts. It's going to actually air daily at 11:30 a.m. and then later be available on their video app. And it's just animated shorts. And the movie that was just released in the fall did so well that I bet that this was already tied in and kind of in the works. They're probably just trying to shop it around to see where it was going to land. I'm surprised that it ended up on Boomerang, but...
Yeah, I agree, but...
You would think that Netflix or Hulu would have picked something like that up.
But I think it's smart to start it at the start of the summer, and when kids are going to be home, they'll get to watch that. So,
yeah, that's true.
I guess that's That's it. Let's talk about some more Netflix news. I want to talk about Sense8. So they've
God,
recast.
I cannot wait.
I know, I can't wait either. I'm a little disappointed about this casting. So they've recast Cafius. I don't know how you say Cafius. The man in Nigeria. Mm-hmm. The character there. They've recast him with a new actor, and so that'll be interesting because I really liked that actor, and I really liked him.
Great
and everything. I love the show, so it'll be interesting to see that. But they Cafius. Mm-hmm. I don't know. They've recast him, so it'll be interesting. So,
yeah, and it's not really saying.
It didn't say why.
Why?
Yeah.
Really, it just said that his exit. I mean, he left.
He's being.
Actually, it did say because of a result of issues between the actor and the co-creator Lana Wachowski.
Oh.
During initial table read in Berlin. And the actual filming in India. That's not good.
No. Yeah, and they had already filmed several episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So that they don't know if they're going to reshoot these scenes. I mean, you would have to if you're
probably have
recasting.
to.
Yeah, I would think so. That worries me a little bit because the show is so great.
Mm-hmm. And he was so great.
He was great.
Like at that point, if you've already shot, I don't know. Like
I know.
Can't you work something out
I know.
Or make that Wachowski go to the other
exactly. You go.
Separate them.
Exactly.
I'm surprised
we got to make this work.
Decide, that would be one way to kind of kill someone off. I mean,
true. I know.
Sooner or later,
you do think so. Exactly. I know. And I don't know. They haven't said when Sense8's going to start second season. A lot of people are hoping soon, but
yeah, me too. I loved that show.
The first season. It was awesome, and it's a great show. Agreed. So, it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So anyway, I don't know.
Okay, also talking about Netflix, Wet Hot American Summer is coming back. This will be season 3, and this one apparently is going to be set 10 years later.
10 years after the initial one, correct?
After the initial one.
So they at first made a prequel, sort of.
Prequel, yeah, which is kind of weird.
I guess.
But I enjoyed it. I did watch it.
I didn't watch it. I've never seen Wet Hot American Summer.
You haven't?
No,
you like it.
I know. I've heard so many great things about it. I just never haven't watched it. But
I mean, you have Amy Poehler, Paul Rudd.
I know. So many great people.
Bradley Cooper. It is really, really good. Great cast. And it's so funny, when they made it, none of those people were really...
We're big, I know.
We're big.
Exactly.
Christina Ricci had been in a lot of things. But, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun show to watch. You should watch it after Captain America. You have hours left. You have hours left before we're going to the movie screening. Hours. I've been telling you this for a year, just FYI, and you had nothing to watch last night. That should be like a reminder set on your phone. But that's your fault.
It is my fault. Anyway, that will hit Netflix next year sometime. So.
Oh my God.
Also coming next year? Is it coming next year? Twin Peaks?
It is.
Next year.
I cannot get these articles to load on my stupid iPad. I've tried to load 3 Twin Peaks articles, and I'm afraid that it's something to do with Twin Peaks. So
I'm having no trouble. So
I don't want Bob to come climbing in through my window tonight. You don't know who that is.
I don't.
But he is scary. And I had nightmares about him when I was a kid. But okay, now it's finally loading. There are so many people. Let's go. I mean, Michael Cera, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Ashley Judd, Richard Chamberlain, Monica Bellucci, Eddie Vedder,
Trent Reznor, Sky Fiera, David Duchovny, Kyle MacLachlan, of course. Let's see who else is here. There's 217 people cast in this, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's almost unfathomable. How are they going to fit all Sarah Paxton? How are they going to fit all these people? Seafried, whatever.
Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's insane how many people are in this. Naomi Watts, Alicia Witt, who has been in everything recently.
Oh, she was in
Nashville.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I really am not a fan of her.
Well, because she plays such awful characters.
She does. I know.
David Lynch is in. I mean, he's also
Peggy Lipton.
I'm so glad she's coming back. She's fantastic.
Jennifer
She's
Jason
so good.
Leigh, David Koechner, who is Kansas City native.
So many people.
So many people, and it's insane. So it'll be interesting to see how they fit all these people in it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, and have they started filming yet or no?
Oh yeah, they've already wrapped.
Oh, they have. Okay.
Yeah. So that kind of. When I was reading about the Josh McDermott stuff, well, filming's pretty much already wrapped.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be okay going back to Walking Dead. So I don't really think that's necessarily a spoiler that it would be Eugene because he's already wrapped. They've already
if they've already wrapped. Yeah, that doesn't. Yeah, that makes sense.
But 217.
Insane. So I don't know. I'm gonna go back and watch that show.
Yeah, after Captain America. All right, Fear the Walking Dead. You are watching this.
I have
not
been.
Watched this season
yet. A couple episodes behind now, just because now Game of Thrones has started, and so that's on at the same time. So, I haven't been in love with this season. It's just not.
You've only watched one episode.
2 episodes. Oh. The show just doesn't have me yet like Walking Dead does. Not that to say I don't like it. I do. I just I'm just not as invested in it as much. I'll keep watching it.
TV Line says they gave 5 reasons why Fear the Walking Dead is getting as good as The Walking Dead. Apparently and I remember this character, one of the characters is getting to the point of being as nasty as Negan. Victor from last season, I remember. It says he was a smooth operator, obviously wasn't Mr. Nice Guy, but he is starting to go down a path which he could turn into a villain who's just as heartless as Negan. That's number 5. Yeah.
I mean, they haven't really shown that much here. I mean, I like the character, but as bad as Negan.
You haven't watched all of the episodes yet. You cannot judge.
I'm just saying.
You can't judge.
I didn't get that from him so far.
Apparently, there are some funny zingers from Nick. It's kind of like it's a little more humor, so they're liking that. Apparently, the cast is really doing a great job. I thought the cast last season.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Especially, I think Nick is really good, and I like the parents. I do. I like the cast a lot. So yeah.
And then it's getting hard. It says to tell number 2. It's getting hard to tell the difference between friends from foes, and then several plots are about to converge. So, so that's their top 5 reasons. I don't know. I'm going to actually this season I think is now on Hulu.
Is it?
I don't know. Remember last year there was this big to do.
I don't think it is
about why it was supposed to be on and then wasn't and whatever. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, if it's that good, I'm gonna go back and watch it.
I mean, I'm gonna go back and watch it, and I've liked it so far. I just haven't thought it was, it's still early, but
it is still early.
Yeah. Kimmy Schmidt, Unbreakable. Kimmy Schmidt.
Unbreakable. That song gets stuck in your head.
It's every time. I wake up with it in my head, and I don't know how this happens, but it's gonna go on a longer break so Tina Fey can work on her Mean Girls Broadway show, which is disappointing because I want it to.
Right.
I mean, we already have to wait a year in between, pretty much each season. So how much longer do we have to wait for season 3? Which is, I don't know. So, anyway, that's the news, fans. You're gonna be waiting a long time for season 3 of Kimmy Schmidt.
BS.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay. What else we have on here? Pilot season. We know that we're just a couple of weeks away from the upfront.
Almost upfront season, so I can't wait for that. But there was an article you emailed out about 15 shows TV line.
We're getting excited.
TV line lined out. That seems pretty good, some of them. So there's about 15 shows that are coming that they're looking forward to. And some of these looked good, and I can't remember.
And some of these are ones that we don't know if they're going to be picked up yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But there are some of the pilots that are already shot that they're kind of shopping around now, hoping that the networks pick them up. Let's see. So we're launched.
So there's one called Powerless. It's coming to NBC, which worries me. But I like the idea of this. The premise of the show sounds funny because it's set in a DC Comics universe. So where there's superheroes and supervillains and whatnot. But it focuses on just ordinary people in this universe who have no powers, and they're on their quest to find their own powers. So it's Danny Pudi from Community, Vanessa Hudgens, and Alan Tudyk from Firefly, who's super funny.
And he's in the new Star Wars movie, Rogue One.
Oh, that's right, he is. Yeah. So I like the idea of this show a lot. So I think it's a good spin on a superhero kind of thing. So that's coming to NBC, which I said worries me, but.
Well, I think the number one new comedy this fall is going to be The Mick.
The Mick?
The Mick. Yes, The Mick. They took my name and turned it into a comedy.
This is coming to Fox Comedy. And it's
with Caitlin Olsen.
Who is so funny.
Real funny.
From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And it's the same writers from the same comedy. But she plays a hard-living, foul-mouthed woman who moves to affluent Greenwich, Connecticut to raise the spoiled kids of her wealthy sister who has fled the country to avoid a federal indictment. So I do think that would be funny. And it's on Fox, so I think she is funny. So if there's anything that could be successful, it would be her, I would say. So the CW, we talked about this, the Riverdale, the Archie show, and it's a little grittier and stuff. So there's a woman in here who was on Witches of Eastwick, a short-lived Lifetime series that was really good, and Luke Perry's in it. I really like her though, so it'll be interesting. But CW.
They renewed all their shows, so
they know what they're doing. I'm going to say so. For the most part, they know their audience, and you know what? They put out some good shows, so it'll be interesting to see that one. There was one more that I was really looking forward to. Midnight Texas, which we talked about before. It's the Charlene Harris new series.
The True Blood creators.
Same woman who wrote True Blood. This is another show based on her series of books called Midnight Texas, and it revolves around vampires and and all that sort of stuff, supernatural things, which I totally my wheelhouse.
You love that.
It's NBC. It's a drama on NBC, which again worries me. But Dylan Bruce from Orphan Black is in it. And Sarah Ramos, who was on Parenthood. So, yeah, I will definitely watch this just because of what it is and who's behind it. The fact that it's on NBC worries me, but, I will watch it.
It would worry me, too.
And then Penny from Happy Endings, Casey Wilson, she's getting a new show, too, Hail Mary. We've talked about, which I think we've talked about, too. Yeah. So, and it's coming to ABC, so.
Cool.
She plays a mayor. And Retta from Parks and Rec is in it. Oh, I love her.
She's fantastic.
I love her. Okay. She plays a mayor in a really just kind of small town where everything's dysfunctional and everything. So, I love her, and I think that'll be funny. So, we'll see. Hopefully, that'll get picked up and make it to air.
And we'll do a whole podcast just dedicated to the upfronts once all of them are announced and we go through.
Exactly.
And all that.
Yeah. So
cool. I think. All right. Well, don't forget, you guys, we have 2 stuffed animals from the Jungle Book we need to give away. We will mail them to you. All you need to do is comment on whether it's Facebook, on our Podbean,
Twitter,
on YouTube, whatever.
Even if you want to email
something,
us.
Yeah, email us.
agallonagate@gmail.com.
But it would be better if you post.
Yeah, exactly.
Because everyone will see it. And obviously include Mowgli in your post. And you will be put into a drawing, and we will mail these to you.
You could win one of these fabulous toys. So.
And also follow us, Facebook,
please,
all that good stuff.
We'd love that. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for listening and thanks for watching for the first time.
Thanks for watching. If you're watching
on YouTube.
Yeah. So
until next time.
Bye, y'all.